You've tuned into AI and Multiply, your go-to podcast for all things artificial intelligence. Hosted by Steve Baldwin, the show uncovers the stories, innovations, and ideas driving the AI revolution.
Hey everybody, welcome to AI and Multiply. I'm your host, Steve Baldwin, and today we have a very special guest, Gabi Rolon from Intentional Visionary Media. How you doing today, Gabi?
I'm doing excellent. I'm thriving. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's a sunny day. It finally stopped raining up here in Ohio. How's the weather down in Florida? You're in Miami,
Um,
right?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale,
Okay, good.
Miami. Believe it or not, there's a difference in weather between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Miami's a few degrees warmer than it is in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh my gosh,
Um, like,
wow.
yeah, we still have Florida weather in here. It's super sunny right now. I actually had to put my curtains down because my office looks out the window and the sun in the morning is just glaring at me.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, I'm excited to have you here. We finally could meet up and start talking. I know you're big into AI as I am. I just love to everything about it and kind of where it's heading. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like your business and what, kind of your vision for everything there.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me here. When you first told me about this, I was so excited. So I really appreciate you bringing me on board. Um,
Absolutely.
gosh, I'm a nerd for AI. I can talk about it all day, every day.
Good.
So it's probably fitting that my company is on AI and automation. So long story short, both my parents were entrepreneurs before that word was fancy and was cool. They were born and raised in Costa Rica, and so was I. I was born and raised in Costa Rica. There were entrepreneurs there,
Nice.
but I saw them struggling and hustling a lot. Um, and I grew up thinking that I wanted to do or be nothing like them. Funny enough, I actually have a talent for sales. So I've been in sales my entire life, even though I fought it. I was a business development for over 20 years, either some kind of role or another, either business sales operations or um, property management, which entail a lot of sales as well. Um, and I finally realized that I was good at it, so I leaned into it. Um, when I got to a point where corporate America just wasn't a fit for me anymore. So I started
Right.
looking around to see what I really enjoyed. And that's right around the time that ChatGPT became very not very famous, but it was already like getting speed. And I started getting into it and I just fell in love with the entire path and I'm fascinated with automations as well in agent building and how to make your life easier. And that has been the mission for my business, how to increase sales and make your
Good.
life easier without having to increase your overhead and keep the pipeline going.
That's great. That's great. I think that's such a good story. I mean, the sales background, I mean, from Costa Rica, that's amazing. And another thing is what sticks out to me is I feel like a lot of like Chat GPT is like kind of the gateway, right? Like everyone starts at Chat GPT and they all go off into these other platforms, but with Chat GPT, I think everyone starts off using it like Google, right? Everyone's kind of and then did you have that moment when you're like, wait, this is more than a search engine? It's kind of like this like aha moment that you're like, this is so much more.
I still today, I will be honest, I still use ChatGPT every day. There's so much versatility to it that people don't understand and don't know how to use it. I use
That's right.
ChatGPT to answer my clients' inquiries. Everything that I do is AI based, and my text AI is backed by OpenAI. So I use ChatGPT very, very heavily.
That's
I
great.
use other AIs for different. tasks, but I'm a creature of habit, and I feel, I mean, I've taken so much time training my AI on my business that
I
which
you're
is
you're kind of
a
locked
great
in,
business
right?
model, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's kind of
that's
how I am
brilliant.
too.
That's brilliant on their part, because if you use it constantly, it learns everything about you, and it just, I barely even have to write prompt engineer. Whereas, what is that? She like can predict my entire text message, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, there's sometimes that I like type in half of sentence and I go back to the conversation. I'm like, how does she how does she figure that out? I barely
Right.
put anything.
That's right. That's right. And I think that's really it. The memory that they build up and, your search and kind of the way you like to display your messages and all the critiquing. And I think like you said, I think it's brilliant that they can keep you loyal to them as a customer. But that said, what are some of the other AI platforms that you favor and use as well?
So I use Thinker for Voice AI. That is my receptionist, and I actually use that for my clients and stuff like that. I love that because they allow you to white label it. So I actually set it up for my clients and train it on their businesses and stuff like that, and I'm able to use it as for them as a receptionist as well.
That's great.
Um I use Claude every so often.
Mm.
Um Poe. I got a Mana's license. I was in their waiting list and I actually got in, so I was super excited to use that. I've been using that too.
Wow.
Um yeah, and it's pretty freaking cool.
What is that
Um
all about?
Manus is basically like an agent. You can create your own agent and have it do like multiple tasks at the same time.
Okay,
So
great.
the other day I had it as a test, I had it create me a report of um real estate in Fort Lauderdale that would be investor friendly. So I searched on the web. It didn't wasn't able to get into Zillow, even though I tried to get Zillow to approve it. So the
Okay.
cool thing about it is that you can actually take over. It's very similar to OpenAI's operator, where you can have it go and do things, um, and then come back to you with the results. And then you can also take over the browser and then hand it over back to the AI. And it gives you a report of every single thing that is done.
Nice.
Um, I might go to, I've been thinking about using the operator on ChatGPT, but honestly, I don't want to pay the $200 right now.
Right, that's kind of a big jump, right? I mean, I have the $20 a month right now, and I'm like, you know what? To build my agents out there, my specialists or specialists there, I could swing that. But the 200, and I hear everyone, it's so worth it, so worth it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really generating any income off of AI at the moment, so I'm gonna stick with the $20 plan. So,
I think I'm gonna play around with Manus a little bit more because I think it might be similar on the tasks that it can complete. And then maybe I'll do the jump because I'm already paying $60 for OpenAI. I'm on the Teams plan.
oh, nice.
Only because of the API capabilities. Because like I said, you can I used OpenAI as the back end of my text messaging for my clients. So
Okay,
um
good.
that's why I upgraded to the Teams. But it essentially would be $140 more. This is
Yeah,
me
there you
selling
go.
myself in the
I
upgrade. I'm like,
I think
come
he
on.
just did. I think he just did. Yeah, that's a smaller bite to take off, right? When
Yeah.
you're like, I'm basically paying a deposit for it right now, so you're almost there.
Yeah, I think the way that I would go ahead with it would be for me to find out a case use in which I can profit from it. So
That's
if
right.
I had a client that needed a specific project done, I can definitely see myself upgrading. Because I mean I have OpenAI is like just fantastic. And I know that Perplexity is really good too. Claude is also great, especially for um, for writing
Hmm.
and coding. And I know that their Claude also has like an operator as well,
Hmm.
similar to Manus, and where it can code. I've heard that is really, really great at coding. I
That's
haven't tried
great.
that myself just because I don't do coding, so I wouldn't know.
Are you building out like automations yourself for clients at the time?
Yep.
Good, good. So
Yeah.
you're savvy. You've got some skills there, right?
I would like to think so. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't do any
that's good.
coding, but I have studied a lot, so I know my
Good.
way around automation software, the different automation softwares, and I actually have built several agents already. So,
That's
yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, and I think that's really kind of, being on the forefront like you are. I mean, we met, what was that, maybe December or November at the AI Bot
January.
Summit,
Yeah,
January. So,
January, the beginning
and
of
I kn-
January.
and I know at that time you had been kind of in the space. Last we talked, for a while before that, before we
Yeah.
met, and I think that's just it. Like really soaking it in and learning, being up to date with the latest and greatest news, and then learning how to the best use cases for these tools. Right. I'm like you. I talk to friends about like an AI solution, and they're like, I would love that. But then after that, it's, I don't have the capacity to build it or the know-how to build it. Now I tinker, so that's fun, but at the same time, I don't have like a team to hand it off and monetize it or anything like that. And that's kind
Yeah.
of where you are right now, right?
Yeah.
Good,
That's exactly where I am.
good,
The interesting part is that I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna have to start outsourcing. And I think the biggest challenge is that I find myself thinking that I'm gonna have to train people because there's not a lot of people that know actually these softwares and
yep,
how to go around that. And whoever is building them, they have their own business and they're just focusing on that, or they're in the same situation that I am. They're already maxed out and they need to outsource.
that's right.
um so the second part of my purpose of my business was also to cultivate education, specifically for like minority and
Nice,
women-owned entrepreneurs.
good,
So I am looking into starting that side of things as well
good.
with built-in scholarship. So that might be, two birds that are killed from one stone.
Right. That's great.
Um, yeah. So it's really cool. I don't know. I think I I think I nerd out every time that there's a new AI and something cool that comes out.
No,
Um,
that's great. Are you using any automation like software like N8N or Make or anything like that right now?
Yes, I use BlueSpace, Make, Pabble. Um, I have Tinker with N8. I don't have anything on that right now, and I have used Zapier, but I try to stay away from it because I just don't like it. I think it's clunky and it's
It is.
old looking.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
that's the thing for me. I mean, there's all these great, and I always learn about the new what's come out this week and everything like that. But if the user interface is too hard to understand right off the bat, I'm lost. Because I don't have time for a big tutorial. But some of the user faces, like I really like N8N, but with Zapier too, like I guess their usage is really expensive. It's like
Yeah.
really
So
high.
out of all of them, I know that Zapier is a lot more expensive than Make.
Mm,
Because I've compared that myself, and I know BlueSpace is actually cheaper than Make. Um, I do have automations right now on Make and BlueSpace, so those are the two main ones that I'm using. And then I'm getting familiarized with Pablo because part of my business is going to be also using Pablo as well.
nice,
Just so
good.
because of some of the capabilities that it has, especially with high level, which is my CRM backend that I'm using with my clients.
Oh, good.
Um, Zapier, I feel like is more like a developer friendly. So if you come from that development background and you're a software engineer, you probably go to that one because you feel more familiarized with that. But I
Okay.
feel like, yeah, the UI on it is not user friendly. If something breaks, it's like it takes forever for you to find what broke where so
Right.
you can fix it. Whereas the other softwares, it tells you exactly, okay, here's the problem. You need to correct something in here.
And how are you learning all these programs? I guess everyone's probably different in the way they learn, but are you following YouTube videos or just going through tutorials or taking classes?
All of the above.
Yeah, good.
I basically don't sleep. That's my
Yeah.
secret.
Wow.
Most of it is on YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube University is fantastic.
Right.
Um,
A
I
lot of good
find a lot,
content.
yeah, I find a lot of times, even after I bought courses, what I need to learn, or if I'm stuck in a specific place where I need a process and I don't know how to do it, I usually always find it on YouTube.
That's great.
So, if you know what you need, YouTube is probably the easiest way. If you just don't know anything and you want the basics, I would recommend to buy a course because courses usually keep you focused and organized and it tells you, okay, this is what you need to do next, yada yada.
Right. I've noticed
Um,
a lot of the YouTube content creators there have their own course. And of
mhm,
course, they have the consulting and everything that
mhm.
goes there. So you start to see a lot on school now. There's some good communities being built out there, definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the other thing is to ask your colleagues. I have found several communities, and I mean you and I still belong to that AI Summit community.
Yeah,
And I think that that's important because it, all of this is done from home or online. So it can get very lonely and sometimes it's frustrating where you can actually, if you have a community, you can turn around and ask your colleague. Most of the times, somebody has gone through the same challenge in one way or another, or something similar that you can actually relate and kind of tweak to what you need at that moment. So, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it's good to have someone to shout out to or a whole community that can help you. Like you said, with like if you get stuck on something or something's not working correctly, to see what other people have come across for sure. Now,
Yeah.
can you share any of the like projects that you're working on or anything that's exciting to you right now?
Um, One of the biggest things that I'm working on right now is I am in the process of fully, I mean fully 100% automating my entire business.
Wow.
From pipeline and client acquisition all the way to contract fulfillment, client relationships, even the finances part of it. So I'm building a beast
That's
essentially.
amazing. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's taking me longer than I anticipated, but I'm also very meticulous and very detailed oriented too, so I can get hung up on like a little detail for a while, but I feel like my name is going on it, so I need
Right.
to make sure that it's working perfectly. Um, and then I'm also working on several different projects for my clients. I'm building a whole um and basically a CMO and a CRO for a client.
Great.
This will take care of not only marketing but also the revenue and sales, the entire pipeline from soup
Good.
to nuts, and it will be also automated for one of my clients. And then I have several others that I'm also putting a receptionist in place or um scheduler or basically like a VA that will be qualifying their leads as well. And all of
Oh
this is
wow.
AI driven.
That's
So,
great. So a voice agent that would qualify leads.
mhm,
Good. Like
yep,
a virtual assistant voice agent. I was like, I just realized those are both VAs.
yep. And actually, that's how they introduce themselves. that they are a virtual assistant. They're just, AI powered.
Right.
Um,
Absolutely.
and these agents they have their speech pattern is phenomenal. You couldn't even tell. There's times that I'm like, because they mimic the oohs and the ahs and the pauses and like the
Right.
and it's very natural sounding.
Good. Good. Yeah, I know. In the last year alone, I mean, it's come so far from a clunky Alexa sounding, agent to, people like agents that like pause and breathe and, just sounds so natural. And I think too with that, a lot of everyone's going to kind of get comfortable and familiar that they know they're talking to an AI bot. But that's just how it is. It's kind of like when people
Yeah.
started using QR codes during COVID. It's like,
Oh
well,
yeah.
that's just how it is. It's just like you go in this place and you talk to an AI bot. That's how it works. That's great.
It's definitely gonna become part of the norm. And
Hmm.
it's gonna get to the point that if you don't have an AI in your business, your clients are probably gonna be questioning if you're legit.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
because it's just, it's like so for example, when the internet it started going around, I'm aging myself right now. But if it got to the point where, people were scared of the internet, oh my God, it's going to replace jobs, the same exact scenario. And now if you look up a business and they don't have a website, you're kind of wondering if they're legit or not. The
Right.
same thing for my clients. If they don't have a website or their website is not working properly, is the first thing that we fix because that affects the client acquisition. It affects client experience. It just lets them know you don't care enough about my experience in order for me to get for you to get my business. It's
Absolutely.
gonna be like that for AI 100%. And I don't even think that we're that far away from it. Um, with the evolution of AI is it changes on a daily. I mean, we don't even have to go a year ago. Um, Chat GPT, for example, they came out with the image generator last week, and that image generator puts Canva out of out of the water,
Absolutely. Yeah, so much better.
and it takes what 30 seconds for it to generate the image as long as your prompt is good. So,
Right. Right. It's all about the
um,
prompt.
yeah.
That's
um,
great.
I think that is not even the way of the future is the way of now, and it's just a matter of us being able to be open-minded and adapt to it and just be willing to
Right.
learn.
Right. No, that's great. Exciting stuff. And I mean, I feel like it's just getting started too. And I know it like the tech has been around for a little while, but now that there's like a lot of competitors in the space, everything just they have to get better. The voice agents have to get better. Everything has to get better because you're competing on a huge scale now, and it's exciting times. How can people get a hold of you if they want to reach out to you, your website, LinkedIn, or
Yeah, so my website actually talks.
oh, good.
I have a voice AI agent built into my website. It can let you know any information that you would want about my business or services or how to get a hold of me. You can also book an appointment right there and there with the agent, or I also have a link to my calendar as well if you're a little bit more old school. Um, my website address is www.intentionalvisionary.media. Um, and that's because we do intentional, everything that we do is intentional.
That's right. Good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Awesome. And then anything else before we sign off here? Any other contact methods or
Um,
anything?
yes. So my email is Gabi at intentionalvisionary.media as well. You can send me an email and we can connect and chat. Um, I can do a full evaluation of the business, which is actually my strength, my strong for suit. Um,
Nice.
detect where the bottlenecks are, where your might have deficiencies, and then put automations and AI in place within those bottlenecks and deficiencies so that you can grow your business strategically and with intention, so that you're able to continue growing and not have to spend more money on human resources particularly.
That's
And
amazing.
then Mhm.
I'm sorry, are there any industries that you are like kind of focused on that you've been kind of working with people, any like ideal clients or anything like that?
Um, so I actually had every intention of niching down, but I have been getting clients from all walks of life. I'm very
Nice.
huge in the local business community in here. So I'm huge in the Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce. So I do have
Oh,
clients
good.
from every walks of earth. And like I said, I have 20 years of strategic business growth background. So there's very little that I cannot look at. And if I is not something that I feel comfortable with, I also have resources that I can reach out to and put in place in order for us to be able to like correctly service that business. Um, I seem to have a lot of lawyers and a lot of doctors and within my book of business right now. So you can say that I'm focusing on that, but there's a very little businesses that I won't be able to like get a good grasp on the operations and see where we can implement efficiencies in there.
That's awesome. That's exciting. So you could help pretty much anyone. So
Mhm. Yep.
good, good.
Yeah.
So go to your website and start chatting away to see how you could help a client, potential client.
Absolutely. My
Heck
assistant's
yeah,
name is Gaia, Gabby's
Gaia.
AI assistant.
Nice.
Um,
I like that.
she, thank you. She is very friendly, very knowledgeable, and she will answer any of your questions and book you an appointment with me.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was awesome having you. I'd love to follow up. Maybe we could follow up in a year or see where you're at with everything too.
Absolutely. I would love that. Yeah. It would be fun to see, a year ago, this is what we were talking about. This is what's happening today.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be nuts. I know
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
All
100%.
right. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate your time and everybody watching, listening, wherever you are. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
And thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Thank you for bringing me on board today. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully, we'll do it again sometime soon. And I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to meeting everybody out there. And even if you're just curious about technology, just shoot me an email or go in my website and book yourself an appointment.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gabby.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to AI and Multiply. Support our podcast by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing with others in your network. Stay updated by following us across all social platforms in the links below. Join us next week for another fascinating AI conversation.